Today on Oregon News, a potential new service fee creating lots of controversy. Local baseball team Eugene Emeralds on the move, but where? President Donald Trump's meeting with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky gone confrontational. Recapping the 97th Annual Academy Awards. An impressive weekend for Oregon sports, including some program records. And bingo with a dragging twist. All that and more coming up on Oregon News. Good morning and welcome to Oregon News. I'm Nathan Shinagawa.
And I'm Evie Coleman. How should Eugene fund its public services? A recently approved city fee is sparking debate, with some saying it's necessary to keep essential programs running and others arguing it shouldn't move forward without voter input. Oregon News reporter Beatrice Bird finds the latest on the fire service fee.
The Eugene Chamber of Commerce is petitioning to let voters decide if the fire fee will be enacted.
Without the fire service fee, the city of Eugene would see budget cuts of over $11 million in public services. The fee is based off of square footage, and according to the city council, the monthly rates range from $3 to over $1,700 per month. The average household would pay around $10 per month.
Eugene City Council passed the fee on February 10th as a way to reduce the budget gap. If the fee is reversed, many city services may see large budget cuts. According to Carrie Lieberman, Executive Director of Green Hill Humane Society, animal welfare programs are some of the services in danger of drastic cuts.
City of Eugene has considered a number of different cuts that would have to happen if the fire fee gets repealed. Within that is the entire elimination of their animal services program. All 1,600 animals that we brought in last year, if this program wasn't in place, they would literally be running the streets of the city of Eugene.
The Eugene Public Library is another organization that may not be able to provide its current level of service without the fire fee. Jennifer Ye, Eugene City Councilor for Ward 4, says public services should be funded by government and taxpayer money.
You know, these cuts would be pretty drastic. Over the last decade, we've already cut about $67 million from our budget. So cutting an additional 11.5 is something that everyone will notice. You know, we've been able to, for the most part, make cuts that they're impacting staff, and they might be impacting small groups of folks, but they're not things like the library being closed for a couple days a week where the whole community is going to know.
The Chamber of Commerce is currently collecting signatures for the fee to be put on the ballot. In a press release, the Chamber said, quote, "Voters should have a voice in decisions that create permanent fees for core government services," end quote. For Oregon News, I'm Beatrice Bird.
Oregon lawmakers are considering eliminating the state's cap on special education funding. Oregon's special education funding gap limits state support of 11% of students per district, leaving nearly 15% in needed services. That leaves around 20,000 students without the full funding, forcing schools to stretch resources or cut other programs. Justin Potts, Eugene School District psychologist, states, quote, "While most in my professional agree that special education has never been funded, both federally and the state, to the level it would require to fully support every student who actually has a disability, I don't believe current proposals in the legislature will be effective and may even be harmful," end quote. Lawmakers are considering the House Bill 2953, which would remove the cap and increase funding for special education.
The Eugene Emeralds are gearing up for their 17th season in Eugene, but it may be one of the last in Lane County. Emeralds General Manager Alan Benavides says the team may be forced to relocate due to new facility restrictions from the MLB. Now, the Emeralds are looking at Medford as a potential new home. The M's, a minor league affiliate of the San Francisco Giants, have been playing at PK Park since 2010, sharing the ballpark with the University of Oregon. But new standards for minor league facilities that PK Park does not fit left the Emeralds searching for a new long-term stadium. Measures to build the Emeralds a new stadium in Lane County failed back in 2024. Now, Benavides is telling KVAL that the new team is desperate to find a new home.
I think our biggest obstacle is time right now and working with Major League Baseball, but I think if we're able to find a partner in Medford and potentially find a site and figure out how the funding path works and work out a long-term lease, certainly Major League Baseball will work with us. So,
on Tuesday the 25th, Benavides says the organization presented to the Medford Parks and Recreation Department to see about a potential move. If the team can't find a new home, Benavides says the MLB may be forced to abandon the organization altogether. At least for 2025, the Emeralds will be back inside PK Park when their season kicks off in April.
Have you heard the buzz? Class is in session, and the topic, Venus. Reporter Eli Thomas has a story.
The Lane County Beekeeping Association hosted a basic beekeeping class. Local experts presented on types of bees, species that are successful in this region, and instructed about how and where to build a hive. Giving interactive demonstrations.
If they don't want to hurt me, then there's something more to them. So I got curious about that factor personally.
For me, it's the honey.
To learn more, I traveled to the home of one of the experts.
If they are queenless, they're normally their volume increases, and you can hear it. It's a definite, and I'm not hearing that yet.
This queen was distinguished by the green dot, and Dennis was very pleased to find all of his hives had queens.
Your real trick on working with bees is just slow and gentle.
Oregon News, Eli Thomas.
Coming up after the break, President Donald Trump's meeting with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, the fallout, and a recap of last night's Oscars. We'll be right back.
The life of every child is precious beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSIkids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSIkids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
They say those who can't teach, and they're right. Those who can't ignore a child's burning curiosity about the world. Those who can't allow a single kid to quietly slip through the cracks. Those who can't let children be bullied into feeling like they're worthless. Those who can't allow the great works of literature to collect dust. Those who can't leave history in the past. Those who can't sit idly by when there's a calling to do something that's much more than a job.
More than 150 companies and organizations have added their support for teachers by becoming Teachers Can partners. Add your voice and show your support at teacherscan.org. Because those who can't give up on the future, teach.
Welcome back to Oregon News. Things got heated in the Oval Office on Friday. What was supposed to be a key meeting to finalize a deal giving the U.S. access to Ukrainian materials went off the rails. President Trump and Vice President Vance and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky ended up in a major clash, throwing the whole agreement into doubt.
And don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You
God bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
I'm not
You're in no position.
President Trump reportedly made a sarcastic comment about Zelensky's uniform contributing to an already tense atmosphere. Later, Vice President Vance reportedly interrupted discussions to forcefully reiterate the Trump administration's stance on ending the war in Ukraine. The outcome of Friday's meeting has sparked significant concern regarding the stability of U.S.-Ukraine relations. The future of minerals deal remains uncertain, and President Zelensky's response has become a major talking point online.
A NASA suite, Firefly's Blue Ghost, landed on the moon yesterday morning near a volcanic configuration. The suite launched from NASA's Kennedy Space Center on January 15th, traveling 2.8 million miles. NASA Acting Administrator Janet Petro, quote, The technological and science demonstrations on board Firefly's Blue Ghost Mission 1 will improve our ability to not only discover more science, but to ensure the safety of our spacecraft's instruments for future human exploration, end quote. The suite delivered 10 pieces of equipment which will operate for 1 lunar day or 14 Earth days. During this time, the instruments will test drilling, sampling collecting, and global navigation technology, aiming to provide insights on space weather and other cosmic forces.
Global programs are reeling after drastic cuts from the Trump administration. Thousands of contracts impacting billions were abruptly terminated this week. Letters sent out to NGOs cited convenience as the reason, leaving critical health, nutrition, and anti-terrorism programs in the lurch. Fragile nations, heavily reliant on U.S. support, face devastating consequences. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court has temporarily halted a lower court order demanding the release of over $1.5 billion in withheld aid. The cuts, impacting everything from starvation prevention to migrant aid, are drawing sharp criticism from the UN and aid organizations worldwide, raising concerns about the long-term impact on global stability.
History was made last night during the 97th Academy Awards in more ways than one. Actors, directors, and all of Hollywood's stars gathered at the Dolby Theater, where many went home with one of Hollywood's highest honors.
Honora, Sean Baker.
But nobody won more than filmmaker Sean Baker. Baker tied Walt Disney's previous record of 4 wins in one night, taking home the trophy for Best Picture, Director, Original Screenplay, and Editing. But that wasn't the only record of the night. Wicked's Paul Toswell became the first black man to win Best Costume Design, one of 2 behind-the-scenes awards for the musical, alongside Best Production Design. Finally, The Brutalist Adrian Brody took home Best Actor, and Honora actress Mikey Madison won Best Actress. If you were watching on Hulu, you may have missed that last one. The broadcast cut 15 minutes early. When we come back, Oregon News' Natalie Boyajan has your weekly weather report.
Want to get out of just about anything? Use the environment excuse.
Dear housemates, due to the environmental impact of food waste, I'm eating all your leftovers. You're welcome.
Is that my shirt and pants and shoes?
I mean, I'm literally saving the environment.
Ooh, what's this about?
I'm just doing my part for the environment.
What did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi!
Gotta love an open mic carpool.
Less cars, more jokes!
Is that Mima's punch bowl?
We use way too much plastic. Think of the planet.
Who's the best princess?
The environment is the best excuse. Find an out and opt in to save the Earth. Just scan this code.
The life of every child is precious beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSIkids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSIkids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
Good morning and welcome back to Oregon News. I hope everybody's having a lovely Monday. I'm Natalie Boyajan, here to give you your weekly weather report. If you were in Eugene over the weekend, you know we had some pretty nice weather. Unfortunately, those warm, sunny days didn't last long enough to cure our seasonal depression. But there's hope for us yet with the possibility of some sunshine on Thursday and Friday. Until then, we've got rain, rain, and rain. Highs will range from the low to high 50s with Saturday peaking at 60 degrees, but don't count on sunshine to make it the perfect day. The lows stay between the high 30s and low 40s, perfect for those late night trips to the bar. For those of you in Bend, I hope you're ready for a chilly week ahead. We've got a little bit of sunshine today, but after that, we're in for 2 days of rain and snow.
Expect highs in the upper 40s and 50s, but those nights will be downright chilly, dipping into the 20s. So if you're heading out for those late night bar runs, you might need an extra layer or an extra round to stay warm. Saturday will be the warmest day of the week, reaching 57, but don't get too comfortable because the rain will make its return on Sunday. If you're looking for a change of scenery, let's head west to Florence. For the most part, it'll be cloudy and rainy. Shocking. But we do get a little bit of sun Thursday and Friday. However, we still don't get a break from that rain. Feel free to make some sandcastles just to make sure you're prepared for those strong winds. The highs will remain in the 50s throughout the week, and with Saturday and Sunday giving us the warmest temperatures topping at 55. Heading inland to Corvallis, where the weather is a bit settled, well, not by much. We're looking at another week filled with mostly rain. While we've got some sun today and a little bit on Friday, it's barely enough to keep us hopeful and not nearly enough to keep us happy. Once again, temperatures will stick to the 50s, with the low starting to the high 30s and creeping into the low 40s by the weekend. So, while we get some brief moments of sun, it's rain and jackets and layers all the way through. Not too far from Corvallis, Salem is experiencing quite a shift in weather. It looks to me like Salem is the place to be this week, getting sunshine Wednesday through Friday, and we'll be seeing some rain only on Tuesday and Sunday. As for the temperatures, they're looking pretty promising, starting in the low 50s and climbing all the way to the 60 on Saturday. And the nights in Corvallis are getting warmer too, with lows ranging from mid-30s to low 40s. I don't know about you guys, but I might be making a trip to Salem and maybe get myself some In-N-Out while I'm there. Now let's swing up to Portland, where the weather is a little more dramatic. I mean, seriously, look at all that rain. Monday, rain. Tuesday, rain. Wednesday, yep, you guessed it, more rain. We get a tiny break starting on Thursday, but don't get too comfortable. Rain is back with a vengeance on Sunday, and the bright side, at least it's not too cold. Temperatures start in the low 50s and nearly hit 60 by the end of the week. As for the nights, they're also staying pretty warm with lows in the 40s and just a brief dip into the 30s for a couple of days on Wednesday and Thursday. All in all, it's looking like the perfect time to stay inside with a good book and a hot cup of coffee. Now that we've taken a look at the weather, I can honestly say that I'm ready to stay home and finish Onyx Storm. If you know, you know. Coming up right after the break, Brady Ruth has your weekly sports report.
They say those who can't teach, and they're right. Those who can't ignore a child's burning curiosity about the world. Those who can't allow a single kid to quietly slip through the cracks. Those who can't let children be bullied into feeling like they're worthless. Those who can't allow the great works of literature to collect dust. Those who can't leave history in the past. Those who can't sit idly by when there's a calling to do something that's much more than a job.
More than 150 companies and organizations have added their support for teachers by becoming Teachers Can Partners. Add your voice and show your support at teacherscan.org. Because those who can't give up on the future, teach.
Want to get out of just about anything? Use the environment excuse.
Dear housemates, due to the environmental impact of food waste, I'm eating all your leftovers. You're welcome.
Is that my shirt and pants and shoes?
I mean, I'm literally saving the environment.
Ooh, what's this about?
I'm just doing my part for the environment.
What did the sushi say to the bee? Wasabi!
Gotta love an open mic carpool.
Less cars, more jokes!
Is that Mima's punch bowl?
We use way too much plastic. Think of the planet.
Who's the best princess?
The environment is the best excuse. Find an out and opt in to save the Earth. Just scan this code.
Welcome back. My name is Brady Ruth. Oregon athletics were busy this weekend, from the hardwood to the diamond to the track. Oregon baseball was home this series and had a record books for the weekend and a 4-game sweep of the Columbia Lions. The sun was out at PK Park over the weekend, and so were the bats of the 11th ranked Ducks. Oregon scored a whopping 70 runs during their 4-game series. A program record 35 of them came in one game alone, as the Ducks took game 1 of Saturday's doubleheader 35-1. Oregon recorded 61 hits on the weekend, and 11 of them left the yard as 8 different Ducks recorded homers in the offensive onslaught. Oregon also took advantage of 18 hit-by pitches from an atrocious Columbia pitching staff. The weekend also featured 2 spectacular pitching performances. Colin Clark fanned 8 in Saturday's second win, while freshman Will Sanford threw 6 scoreless innings on Sunday to earn the Ducks a 7-0 shutout victory. But the player of the weekend has to be Oregon designated hitter Dominic Hellman. He crushed not 1, but 2 grand slams on Friday during his 8 RBI performance. Then he hit one of the longest homers PK Park has ever seen on Saturday. Hellman finished the series with 13 RBIs, while Columbia only tallied 15 total runs.
As the calendar turns to March, Oregon basketball is gearing up for the postseason. On Saturday, the Oregon Ducks men's team hosted USC here in Matthew Knight Arena, while on Sunday, the women's team traveled to Seattle to take on the Washington Huskies. The Oregon Ducks men's team extended its winning streak to 5 games with a dominant victory over USC. After an early deficit, the Ducks took control and never looked back, using strong defense and efficient shooting to pull away in the second half. Guard Keyshawn Barthélemy led the charge from beyond the arc, tying his season high with 4 3-pointers on 6 attempts.
It was just a surreal moment for me, honestly. I was in the zone.
Nate Biddle was a force inside, finishing with 4 blocks as Oregon held USC to just 23% shooting in the second half. The Ducks improved to 21-8 on the season, strengthening their NCAA tournament case with an 82-61 win over the Trojans. The Oregon Ducks women's team closed out the regular season with a 64-56 loss to Washington. After a strong first quarter, Oregon struggled offensively as the Huskies tightened up defensively. Washington's Dahlia Daniels made an impact with 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks. Washington controlled the game defensively, making it tough for the Ducks to find a rhythm. Now Oregon shifts its focus to postseason play after falling to the Huskies 64-56. With the postseason just around the corner, both the men's and women's basketball teams are looking to gain momentum as they head into the final stretch of the season. With Oregon News, I'm Olivia Cleary.
Oregon softball played some home games for the first time this weekend as the Ducks hosted and dominated the Oregon Classic. It was quite a weekend for the number 14 ranked Oregon Ducks as they went 5-0 with a run differential of 34 in wins over San Diego, Loyola Chicago, and Portland State. Keidre Luchard hit .714 on the weekend as the Ducks collected 41 runs across 50 hits. Stephanie Maake leads the team with 24 RBIs and 24 hits so far in 2025. She hit one of the Ducks' 8 homers in the Oregon Classic as they improved to 20-1 on the season. But the Ducks were just as impressive in the circle. Strong pitching performances by Lindsey Grine and Taylor Spencer limited Oregon's opponents to just 7 runs across 5 games. Grine is now 11-0 in 2025. The Ducks are donning some new uniforms this year, and they got to show them off by flying all over the base paths in front of a happy home nest. San Diego proved to be Oregon's toughest competition of the weekend, but even the mighty Toreros were no match for the Ducks, who will take a 15-game winning streak into next weekend. As you can see, it wasn't all positive for Oregon athletics this weekend as several teams suffered various losses. Oregon beach volleyball actually went 0-4 with ranked losses to Arizona State and Stetson. Men's tennis dropped a pair of road matches, and women's lacrosse is undefeated no more. But to end things on a happy note, both Oregon men's and women's indoor track and field earned Big Ten titles in Indianapolis on Saturday. The Oregon Ducks have now won 3 Big Ten championships across all sports since joining the conference last July. This week's segment would not have been possible without all the incredible camera work from Sofia Rodriguez-Baquero, Cameron Salinas, and Tayton Torgensen. A huge thank you is in order on behalf of the Oregon News Sports Department. Coming up after the break, Nathan and Evie break down the Eugene community calendar and tell us about Drag Bingo.
The life of every child is precious beyond measure. If you care for a child with a disability and have limited income and resources, help is available. Children with a physical or mental disability or who are blind may qualify for monthly cash payments through the Supplemental Security Income Program, or SSI. The program provides help to meet basic needs for food, clothing, or a place to live, and disability-related needs. It's money that can make a meaningful difference. If you're the parent or caregiver of a child or teenager you think may be eligible, call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSIkids to learn how to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSIkids. It's real help for the children. Message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.
They say those who can't teach, and they're right. Those who can't ignore a child's burning curiosity about the world. Those who can't allow a single kid to quietly slip through the cracks. Those who can't let children be bullied into feeling like they're worthless. Those who can't allow the great works of literature to collect dust. Those who can't leave history in the past. Those who can't sit idly by when there's a calling to do something that's much more than a job.
More than 150 companies and organizations have added their support for teachers by becoming Teachers Can Partners. Add your voice and show your support at teacherscan.org. Because those who can't give up on the future, teach.
Welcome back to Oregon News. It's Read Across America Day. Go grab a good book, a warm drink, get cozy, and listen to some soothing music.
Students at the University School of Music and Dance are putting the final touches on their upcoming musical theater recital. The Applied Voices class has been preparing all year long, and now they're ready to take the stage.
What's great about this music is you can really see the love they bring to it, and I find that particularly inspiring to see my students be so excited about the music they're singing.
For Owen Cawley, an applied voice major, this recital is more than just another performance. He'll take the stage for a solo and join his classmates in group numbers. With weeks of preparation behind them, he says they're ready to put on a show.
I'm really excited. We have all put a lot of effort into this show, and I think that it's going to be a great one, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
So easy to close off, place the blame outside, hiding in my room at night, so terrified. All the things I could have been, but I never had the nerve.
The recital takes place Wednesday night at 7 p.m. in room 109 at the School of Music and Dance. It's free and open to the public. Bingo isn't just for retirement homes anymore, at least not in Eugene, where one local event is bringing the game to life with a little extra flair. Drag Queen Bingo at Sparrow and Serpent has become a staple in the community, offering laughter, entertainment, and a welcoming space for all. Oregon News reporter Cameron Salinas takes us inside the event to see what makes it so special.
Every Saturday night, a unique event brings people together at Sparrow and Serpent, an old pub in downtown Eugene. Drag Bingo, hosted by Princess Melina, is a mix of community, entertainment, and of course, bingo.
So Drag Queen Bingo started about 3 years ago here at Old Nick's and now Sparrow and Serpent. Because of popularity, we went from twice a month and now we're every Saturday.
What do you do? Oh my God, shaming a drag queen in 2025, who knew?
And it's something that brings me a lot of joy because it's a family-friendly event where we welcome everyone, and it gives a safe space for families, queer youth, and just people part of our community who need to know there's queer events going on in town.
I stole your routine. Can I talk about that at all? Am I allowed?
It's amazing. Every time I come, so much energy, and every time it just grows and grows. There's more people. The excitement is just palpable in the room.
I-29.
And it's just a lovely place to come and hang out.
You get a beautiful drag host that's coming out here, and they're not just calling the balls. They're giving humor, they're interacting with the audience, and they're just having fun.
Cameron Salinas, Oregon News.
That's it for today on Oregon News. Once again, I'm Nathan Shinagawa.
And I'm Evie Coleman. See you next week.